Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. So, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Today is New Year's Day, and I am excited to start 2023 because I have goals that, things that I want to complete this year, and I'm sure you guys do too. So, may we all reach our goals. How about that? We are here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. You guys, I didn't do a video last week because to me nothing really happened. Like it was just an obsession with Giselle and Robin being completely and totally obsessed with Mia and Jacqueline sleeping together. And I don't care. Like, why do we care about that? Why do they care about it so much? I wonder. Do y'all wonder why they care about it so much? Like, seriously, even when they did the playback of last week and what's been going on, it's literally all Giselle and Robin going around trying to figure out, have y'all done it? Have y'all messed around? Y'all take showers together? Y'all do this? Who cares? And I found it very interesting that they had their whole little live show or whatever, which, girl, bye. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It was just like, ugh. But they have this whole live show, and as soon as it's over, the first thing you want to do is talk to Mia about her and Jacqueline. Like, it's just it's giving. We are looking for a storyline. It really is, and I'm sorry. I put it on Giselle, I put it on Robin, and I put it on the producers because they ain't got shit. Like these ladies have jack to talk about, you guys. I'm sorry, and y'all know I love Potomac. I do. But if y'all really think about it, it's not a lot going on here. It's a lot of rehashing of just bullshit, really. Like, honestly. But let's get started. So it starts off with Ray and Karen going to the Improv. That's where her little show is going to be. The one that she copied off of Giselle and him about. So apparently she's the first woman that's not a comedian that will be headlining or doing a show there. And I'm like, what are you doing though, Karen? What is it that you're going to be doing? She of course shades Giselle and them the whole time, and it's so funny because when they sit down and Ray is like, yeah, so you're gonna be doing what you do, whatever that is. And she's like, oh, I know what I do. I know what I'm gonna be doing. And then she looks at Matt and she's like, well, Matt is the producer. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Like, Karen tries hard, bless her soul, but it's gonna be a nightmare. All right, let's move on to Mia's house. So Mia and G are with the kids or whatever. Then they send them downstairs somewhere so that Jacqueline can come over and they can talk to her. So it's interesting that when she comes over, they give her wine. They go sit on the couch. She's like, do you want me to get closer? Sure, get closer. Get on the white couch, whatever. And Mia sits down. Then Jacqueline sits down. And then G sits down next to Jacqueline. And then he makes a comment about it's kind of weird that Jacqueline is in the middle of us. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, we just had this whole thing about them having a threesome and this and that. And then, like, here we go with this, really. However, I feel like G is not in on the storyline. Like, they didn't let him in. Because when I tell you he looked sincerely confused about the whole thing, where he honestly felt like Mia should be sitting next to him. And they, joked about it or whatever. Like, do you want to get in the middle? He's like, no, I don't want to get in the middle. And Mia's like, do you want me to move over? You want me to do this and that? And like his face was looking like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you are my wife. I should literally be sitting next to you. And then it should be her. So I feel like whatever their storyline is, G wasn't in on it. Especially when they were talking about the fact that Giselle was coming at them with all these questions or whatever. And then G is just like, yo, where's this coming from? Why is she being disrespectful to you like that? And I'm like, because your wife is running around telling people that this is what you guys do. I'm sorry. Do you not know your wife? Like, she's literally saying whatever. And we know Mia lies, so we don't know. But I wouldn't put it past G. And yeah, I just felt like he was very confused about the whole thing. And the whole when what's her name? They talked about how Giselle and them wanted to know if he paid for her Porsche, and she was like, oh, it's in my name or whatever, and just because you had to give me the down payment, they didn't need to know that. So that's where it was a little iffy, where she asked about the Porsche and Mia was just like, it's in her name, but she didn't say that, yeah, we bought it for her, or no, we didn't buy it for her. And G was just like, well, oh, and she's like, yeah, they didn't need to know that you did the down payment because you love me. And he goes, well, Mia loves you. And she's like, well, but you love me too. And I'm like, G ain't in on it. G is not in on this bullshit that they got going on with this whole thruple thing, because he's making it clear, my wife, I did this because my wife loves you. Like, So I appreciated G in this moment. And you could tell, like, he had his little glass of wine. He finished it. And y'all know how G act when he get a little liquor. So I was like, y'all better leave him alone and leave him out of it. How about that? Oh, and before I move on, I do want to mention how Mia is so quick to talk about how Giselle, wants to know everybody's business because she doesn't want to tell her own business. She's saying all this shit in the confessional. However, you never say it to Giselle's face. Like, you constantly want to be friends with her, or try to befriend her or make up with her when she has an issue with you. And for some reason, Giselle tries to befriend her as well. I don't understand. I don't get it. But you don't say any of that to her face. Like, you don't be like, Giselle, none of your business, or what's up with your business. Like, none of that. But in the confessional, she big time. Oh God! Now we have Ashley meeting up with her girls. They don't even know the name of their group. Pretty Young Thing, Pretty Little Things. They have no idea because they're all stupid. And Giselle meets up with them, and you guys, even though I can't stand Giselle, she looks better than every one of them. Like, oh my God, these girls are facially challenged, especially the one named Deborah, who Candace ends up calling a what you call her, Sesame Street character. And yes, ma'am, she is a Muppet all day. Her face, I don't understand. I don't understand at all. And then they talking about how they're hazing Giselle in or whatever, and I'm like, girls, y'all have no idea. Like, if we talking about hazing, please, Giselle is queen of that, so cut it out. But we talk about, not Ashley, Candace and her husband and Chris, and Deborah's telling this whole thing about how he was trying to talk to her, and he said that he's at the bar and he's like leering at her the whole time. And you guys, production plays back where Chris paying her absolutely no attention whatsoever. None. Like, she's a fucking liar. I'm sorry. I am sorry, but I was so irritated and livid when I saw the playback. She's lying on this man. Like, what is wrong with these women? Why are they doing that to him? It's unreal to me. But she's just like, oh, he was paying, he was leering at me and this and that. And then, he told me, hey, my name is Chris. And then we see that no, in actuality, she's the one that came to him and was talking to him about his pink shirt. She approached him. Like, do you guys understand what these women are doing? Like, it's very serious, and I think it's not even funny. The fact that she is, like, blatantly lying. I can't stand liars. Like, somebody that can sit there and lie in your face, that's a dangerous person, for real. And she is sitting there blatantly lying about everything. She flipped it. She flipped all of it in terms of how the conversation went, when she's saying that he was saying all the stuff that she was actually saying. So, boom. Conversation starts where she goes up to him and talks about his pink shirt. Then she introduces herself. He says his name is Chris, and she goes, oh, okay, my husband's name is Chris. Now, when she tells the girls, she says that Chris says, oh, yeah, all of us Chris's are alike or whatever. That is not what he said. He said, oh, how about that? Like, he was so disinterested in this girl. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you can see her face, I promise you, on this part, I don't have it now because I haven't edited yet. I'm going to put her face on this thing so you can see. Chris was not paying her any attention. Are you kidding me? He has Candace, and this is what he's paying attention to? You fuck out of here. Like, oh my God, I was so pissed off. Then Ashley has the nerve to, in her confessional, say, well, all these girls were there, so they all heard it. They all saw it. What are you saying? And then she starts calling Eddie, Wendy's husband, Happy Eddie or whatever, because he has a smile on his face all the time. You guys know Eddie has a smile on his face all the time. Like, literally, he does. I can't stand what they are doing, y'all. I feel like it's not even funny. It's not funny. It's not lighthearted. These women are lying on these married men on national television, and it's not cute. It's not cute at all. So she talks about how Eddie came over and he was super flirty. And when they showed the playback or whatever, no, he wasn't. Like literally, Eddie walked up to Chris and was like, "Hey, what y'all got going on?" He wasn't even talking to the women. So, and then she even admitted though, "Oh, I introduced myself to him." And why? Why are you introducing yourself to all these married men? Why are you doing that? No one cares who you are. She is so, oh, oh my God. When I say live it, live it. I want to talk about her and her face so bad, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because I feel like y'all can see. Y'all know. And even who did we get in the confessional? Who said that? I know I'm jumping ahead, but who was in oh, Mia. When they get to Karen's little thing or whatever, and Mia is talking about how she puts Candace and Wendy at an 8.5, and I'm like, mm-hmm, period. And she's like, and this girl I would put at like a 4. And she was like, she cute or whatever. And I'm like, is she? And then she goes, or not, or yeah, she's not that cute. Like, I'm like, no, she's not. Girl, fix your eyebrows. Honestly, like, what are you so confused about? What are you perplexed about? Like, what is going on with your eyebrows, ma'am? She's confused about what happens. Like, really, the truth. She has no idea what the truth is, and it's all over her face. Anyway, moving on. I just went on a tangent, y'all. Bear with me. Okay, wait. Before we move on from this dinner, we have to talk about something that Ashley said. She told the group that she was trying to tell Candace about her husband and the red flags because she knows she's trying to conceive. And she's like, I didn't want her to be like me, where you have this baby and then find out your husband is cheating on you or whatever. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Pam, Ashley, with your lying ass, you knew your husband has been cheating forever. Like, I honestly, you guys think Ashley and Michael have this whole thing. She knows that he's down low, he's bisexual, whatever. She's fine with it. They had an agreement. She was his eye candy and all of no, what do they call that? She wasn't his eye candy. She was his trophy wife. She was his trophy wife. And she was fine with that. She got a little money and all that. So don't try to act like you really care about Candace because number one, you don't. Like you are determined to ruin this girl, or like I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Whatever they have between them, whatever. But for her to sit here and try to act like, oh, I was trying to warn her because I didn't want what happened to me to happen to her. No, ma'am. You already knew that your husband was cheating. You were told that your husband was cheating years and years ago. You decided to turn the blind eye. Didn't we have this whole thing about turning a blind eye? That's what you did on purpose. So Ashley can beat it. Ashley is trash, y'all. Ashley is trash. All right, so then we get a scene with Wendy talking to Eddie, and she's telling him what the girl said. And then we get a flashback of a conversation that we didn't see, like it wasn't included in the episode, but like just as a flashback of Ashley telling Wendy what the girls were saying, that Eddie was just super flirty. And I love the way Wendy took it. Like she was literally just smiling and like, oh yeah, yeah, like what did he do? Oh, he was just smiling. He was so smiley. They said he was happy Eddie, and she's like, not happy Eddie. Like this shit was just rolling off her back, and I loved it. Loved every minute of it. So she's telling him, and he is, of course, laughing and smiling. You know why? Because Eddie is just cool people. I'm sorry, Eddie is cool people, and you can tell. And he was just like, oh my God, I can't smile at nobody no more. I smile at everybody. I smile at people on the street. And he does. Every time we see this man, all we see is his beautiful teeth. Like all he does is smile, which I love about him. So they are ridiculous. And I'm glad Wendy was putting like no stock into anything that they were saying. I think it's pretty clear what these women are doing this season. And that's why I feel like it's not really entertaining because they out of gas. Like none of these women are falling for what y'all saying and what y'all doing. Like y'all just looking stupid. And production, thank God for them. They're playing everything back to show that these women are liars. All right, y'all. So we're going to wrap it up. I'm just going to go off of memory and what I can remember. Because y'all know normally I like to look at it back or whatever. But I don't want to. I don't want to. So we have Candace and her mom, and she's trying to eat something down because she's like, I don't know if there's gonna be food there. She's stuffing her face, and it's so funny because her mom was like, "Oh, what shoes you gonna wear with that?" And she's like, "These." Her mom was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, that means probably you shouldn't wear those. But they end up getting there. So the only thing that happens at this show, you guys, is the fact that Karen comes. First of all, they called Giselle Karen, and I died. She's like, I am not Karen, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I am Giselle. I'm sorry, Giselle. I'm like, yeah, you could be Karen. But the only thing that really happens is the fact that Karen is more of a host than anything else. So basically, she's just kind of introducing comedians and things like that. And it's so funny because when we got to the closer, who was a drag queen, they couldn't, they said that they couldn't afford the song. So they put on this crazy music or whatever. I mean, for the most part, it just looked stupid. The whole thing just looked very boring and crazy and ridiculous. And they did like a question and answer where Mia was kind of the only question, and she got up asking, "What do you do when you tell your friends stuff?" And then she tells them, and it was just a moment that it meant nothing. It was nothing, and Karen's just like, "Listen, Mia, sit down." She's like, "Listen, Mia, I'm working on me, and it's fine. Sit down." Um, what else happened? The girl ends up telling Candace that Chris was really flirty. And the thing is, you could tell that she was looking for a moment. That's the problem. Like, she's like, yes, he was really looking, and he was really trying to talk to me. He was really flirty, and he was like, nobody is going to feel comfortable telling somebody's wife that, like, just out in the open, and like, unless you are looking for a moment, sis. Like, unless you are trying to get on this show, you are not going to feel that comfortable giving this news to somebody. And she looked like she needed a moment. And I loved, once again, the way Candace took it with a smile on her face, just going, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay." And then they're like, "Do you want to talk to her?" "No, I don't want to talk to the Sesame Street character." And she did. She did look like a Muppet. But then when they were getting ready to leave, Ashley's all, yeah, you don't want to talk to her? Why are you just, dismissing my friend? Because fuck your friend. And you, Ashley. How about that? Both of y'all can just fuck off, honestly, because she wants a moment and she's not going to get it at my expense. Me and my husband, we're not going to give her that moment. And you could tell she's desperate for the moment. And she's so facially challenged, y'all. So facial. Like, she wouldn't last a whole entire season on this show, because when I tell you, people would just be going in. They would be going in and she wouldn't be able to take it. So we'll see how much she can take at this point, because at this point she's ridiculous. Number one, she's a liar. She's an unattractive liar. How about that? That's not nice. I can't say that. But it's whatever. I'm trying to think if anything else happened. Nothing else happened. That's it, you guys. So we will speak about the next one. And what I didn't like was the fact that they were giving the previews for the next one. They doing like this Charlie Chaplin type of music or whatever to go along with it. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, I feel like on one hand the producers are fine. On the other hand, it's like I feel like they're trying to make everything so lighthearted when the show is not coming off that lighthearted. Now, whether they're doing it on purpose or not, shit's just coming off a little dark and confrontational all the time. And the fact that they are blaming these men for, or not blaming, accusing them of being flirtatious. Like, these are married men. I don't know. I just don't like the direction that we are in with this show. That's the problem I have with it. And I just also have a problem with the fact that I feel like production is trying to dumb it down some, when no, it's not cool. So y'all fix that. How about that? Yeah, so that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you have not already, please consider subscribing, like the video. It does wonders for my analytics. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches. Oh, God. Y'all know how that go. Every single time I do a video. All right, smooches.